Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're opening up a toolkit that every single one of us has, but, most of us were never really given the instruction manual. We're talking about emotional intelligence, and by the end of our time here, you're going to know exactly which tools to pull out and when.
So, have you ever thought about this? Really thought about it. You see these brilliant people who just can't seem to get ahead, while others seem to navigate life so smoothly. Well, the answer, it often has less to do with what's in our heads, and a lot more to do with how we handle ourselves and our relationships. It's about something way beyond just IQ. So, here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to go beyond book smarts and really define emotional intelligence. Then, we'll dive into mastering your inner world. That's the foundation. After that, we'll build what I call the empathy bridge to connect with others. And finally, we'll see how all of this leads to actual real-world success.
All right, first up, let's just cut through all the noise. Emotional intelligence is one of those terms that gets thrown around all the time, right? But what does it actually mean? Let's get a really clear definition.
Okay, this comparison right here is so important. On one side, you've got your IQ. Think of that as your brain's raw processing power, right? Logic, learning, solving problems. But on the other side, you have EI, or EQ, and that is all about your ability to navigate the human world. It's not that one is better than the other, but when you can combine them, wow, that's when things really start to happen.
See, it's not some fuzzy, out-there concept. At its core, emotional intelligence is a really practical skill set for dealing with the beautiful messiness of life. It's about using the data from your emotions to make better decisions, whether that's managing your own stress or, trying to get your point across in a really tough conversation.
So now that we know what EI is, where do we even begin to build it? Well, it's got to start at home. Before you can ever hope to understand other people, you have to start with the person looking back at you in the mirror. Mastering your own inner world is the absolute foundation for everything else.
And it really just boils down to this simple, but, and this is key, not easy, two-step process. First, awareness. You have to be able to actually see and name the emotion you're feeling. Is it anger? Is it frustration? Is it disappointment? Only then can you move to step 2, regulation, which is about steering that emotion instead of letting it steer you. You got to see it before you can steer it.
So how do you get better at seeing it? Well, here are a few practical things you can do. You can start paying attention to what triggers you. What situations or people just consistently push your buttons. You can practice a little mindfulness just to get out of your head and into the present moment. Or, hey, even just writing in a journal for a few minutes a day can do wonders for connecting with your own thoughts and feelings. And once you can see your emotions clearly, that's when you unlock the ability to manage them. This is where the power of the pause becomes your absolute superpower. Instead of that instant knee-jerk reaction, you create this tiny little space to choose your response. This is how you build real resilience, handle stress, and find the patience you need to get through life's tough spots. Okay, so once we've started shoring up that inner foundation, we can start building outwards. This next part is all about taking that emotional understanding we've cultivated and using it to construct a bridge to other people.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Empathy isn't just about feeling sorry for someone. That's sympathy. This is a genuine attempt to understand their experience from their point of view. It's a fundamental shift in perspective. And empathy? Well, it actually has layers. First, there's cognitive empathy. That's understanding on an intellectual level. Like, okay, I get why you'd think that. Then there's emotional empathy, where you actually start to feel a sense of what they're feeling. And then there's compassionate empathy, which is when those two combine and actually move you to help. You really need all three.
And make no mistake, empathy is an active skill. It is not passive. It means you have to truly listen. And not just waiting for your turn to talk, but actually hearing them. And it means paying attention to all the nonverbal stuff, the body language, because that so often tells the real story.
All right. We've got inward with self-mastery. We've built the bridge outward with empathy. So what's the result of all this work? Well, this is the payoff. This is where all that inner work translates into tangible, real-world success in our lives. The final two pieces of the EI puzzle are motivation and social skills.
Think of these as where the rubber meets the road. Motivation is about channeling your emotions to push yourself towards your goals. And social skills, that's how you use all this understanding to build rapport, communicate clearly, and just navigate the social world with a bit more grace.
So what does this all lead to? Well, benefit number one is just better teamwork, period. When you have a team full of emotionally intelligent people, collaboration just happens. It flows. And that same skill, it doesn't just stay at the office. It translates directly into your personal life, allowing you to build relationships that are stronger, healthier, and way more meaningful.
And if you're in any kind of leadership position, it's an absolute game changer. Emotionally intelligent leaders don't just hand out orders. They know how to genuinely inspire and motivate their people. Ultimately, that's the big picture here. This isn't just some soft skill you list on a resume. This is the key that can unlock both your professional success and a deep, genuine sense of personal fulfillment.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question to really think about. Looking at everything we've talked about today, from self-awareness and self-regulation to empathy and those social skills, which tool in your own inner toolkit needs a little sharpening first? Because the first step to building anything is knowing exactly where to start.